Conservatives are happier than liberals, and extremists are happier than moderates.
That's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. It is fascinating. This is based on several different studies that the New York Times basically put together and wrote about. And it's really interesting because they found out that if you look at religion, if you look at marriage, it turns out that conservatives are more into those kinds of things, and they are happy as a result of that. So let me tell you some of the numbers. When it comes to people who are very happy about their lives, conservative Republicans are 68% more likely than liberal Democrats to say they're very happy.
That's a big fail on liberal Democrats' point. So like, I rant on the show all the time, I get angry about the stories, I'm frustrated with our government. But as I tell you all the time, in my personal life, I'm perfectly happy. I mean, you know, knock on wood, good family and friends, good job, et cetera, et cetera. You don't have to be crappy in real life, you know? And I feel like, as I look at that, and a lot of liberals are like, some things are wrong. I know things are wrong. Bring it down, we'll fix it. Everything's gonna be all right.
I feel like, and people are gonna get on me for this, but I don't think that this is inaccurate. People who are ignorant are happier. Right? And if you are conservative, you are turning a blind eye to all of the injustice, the inequality, all of the horrible things that are happening in society, because you have this assumption that if you work hard, it doesn't matter where you are in life, there's upward mobility and that's it. But the real world doesn't work that way. I know the US used to work that way, but things have changed.
Well, so that's true on a couple of levels. First of all, of course, there's the famous saying, ignorance is bliss.
Of course,
and
yeah.
apparently that's exactly what it is. So on the one hand, they think, if you ask those people, I guarantee you conservatives think more than liberals, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Like, it's not true. They're not gonna be millionaires any more likely than liberals are, but they think it. They're like, yeah, American dream, one day I'm gonna be. And then the point too is, it's okay, because a lot of the religious folks think, it doesn't matter if I'm, you know, things aren't going well here. I've got my reward up in heaven. I'm gonna be, you know, I've got an eternity of pleasure waiting for me, while these losers have an eternity of torture waiting for them. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So now, whereas if you know that that's not what's happening and all you got is what's in front of you, well, that could be a little depressing. But listen, there's all the injustice in the world, and we're right to recognize it, and we're right to fight against it. But there's nothing wrong with being happy warriors. We should do that, you know, while we're still enjoying and soaking up life. And the other interesting part of this is the extremists. They're happier.
The extremists are happier. I don't really understand why, and honestly, the article doesn't go into detail as to why that is.
Here's one of my guesses. Again, more certainty. You know, when you're a fundamentalist, you know, whether it's of religion or in politics, you know you're right. You know there's good and evil. You know there's black and white, and you're on the right side. Doesn't matter. You could be the worst guy in the world, and you could be totally on the wrong side, but you are certain of it, right?
Right.
And I think that gives you some degree of peace of mind.
Absolutely.
Whereas when you're in a gray zone and you're like one of the, you know, you're like Woody Allen, you're like, I don't know. I mean, well,
Yeah.
that leads to a pretty depressing lifestyle.
Yeah, and certainty leads to stability. So if you are certain about everything and things are black and white, you have no confusion, right? Even though you're wrong most of the time, because nothing is black and white. There are always 50 shades of gray.
Oh, please stop. Please stop. Okay. On that point, I'm not an extremist. Obviously, I believe there's several shades of gray, though not 50. And I understand the answer is often in the middle, et cetera. Yeah, that makes life a little harder. But I enjoy that. I mean, life is a challenge, right? And it's, in a lot of ways, it's a riddle you got to solve. But that doesn't depress me. That invigorates me. And maybe I'm a weird guy, but that's the way I feel about it. I feel like, yeah, let's go get them. Yeah, we're in the woods, and we got to fight our way out. That's just life.
All right. Well, the studies also looked at marriage and religion and also children, and I thought the numbers there were really, really interesting. According to the article, when it comes to marriage, if two people are demographically the same, but one is married and the other is not, the married person will be 18% more likely to say he or she is very happy than the unmarried person. 18%, that's kind of amazing. I always assumed that married people were miserable. not all of them, not all, but most of them.
No, you know why? Because it's in popular culture. Because all the jokes are about how miserable they are. You know, when, oh, you got to take out the garbage, you go, ha ha, it's, oh, the husband has to do all this stuff. Oh, the kid kicked you in the balls, ha ha ha. Right? So, I mean, that's part of what skews it, right? And the downsides seem clearer than the upsides. The upsides are vague feelings of floating on clouds. Like, oh, I love my kids and my wife, right? It's harder to crystallize than the pain you have when you have to wake up at 2:30 in the morning because the kid's crying again.
Yeah, you sound real happy.